Chasing Hard Tips, answering your questions. For the last few weeks, Chasing Hard Tips is getting plenty of your questions sent in. Some rugby league questions, some NRL questions. I thought the best way to answer would just be to do a little segment like this. Our first question comes from Jack from Illawarra. It's a three-parter. He wanted to know the two players that impressed me the most in 2023, the two players that disappointed me the most in 2023, and the two combinations that caught my eye the most in 2023. I thought about it for long and hard, and I thought the two players that impressed me the most were the Cronulla Sharks, Connor Tracy and Jack Williams, and I can't believe the Sharks to let Connor Tracy go. It was an absolute star last week. Every time I seen these two guys play, they got better week after week after week. Going back, doing my research, I've just found out both these guys are 27 years old, and I really think from 27 to 36, they're going to tear up the NRL. Now, I can't understand the Sharks letting Connor Tracy go. These are two special players, and they're going to get better every week. Going back to the Chasing Hard Tips player ratings, just before the end of the year, I think it was when the Sharks played the Titans, I put the heading for one of the players' ratings that I put out. Connor Tracy and Jack Williams are both going to be huge stars someday, and that huge star starts in 2024 season for both guys. And the other guy that really caught me eye, he only wanted two, but Luca Minetti really caught me eye from the Eels. He's going to be special this year. And Jesse Arsenal for the Broncos, I didn't know who he was at the start of the year, and by the end of the year, he's tied with Payne Haas for the Broncos' top point scorer in Chasing Hard Tips player ratings. The two players that disappointed me the most in 2023, one I'm not going to name because I'm going to do a special on him coming up for round one, but player number two was Big Bill Kickout from the Dogs. I was a huge fan of him at the Panthers, but coming to the Dogs, he done some really, really special stuff in 2023, but every time he was finished doing that special stuff, he walked around with his hands on his hips and just gave up. Chasing Hard Tips had a lot of luck putting guys up against him, like we had Timoko, the Dogs up against the Raiders. We backed Timoko to get to him and score two great tries. All the Chasing Hard Tips fans got the $11 about Timoko. We had a big collect. And the two combinations that caught me eye the most in 2023, well, the first one was Payne Haas and Billy Walters. People don't know about Payne Haas and Billy Walters. They're the best combination in the NRL. If Kevin Walters had the smarts to leave them both on the field for 80 minutes in the grand final, the Broncos win the grand final. You take Payne Haas or Billy Walters off, the Broncos drop to a team that could just make the semi-finals. You take Payne Haas and Billy Walters off at the same time, the Broncos drop to a team that can't even make the semi-finals. Don't take my word for it. Watch the Broncos this year. Watch their performances go up and down based on whether Billy Walters and Payne Haas are on the field. And the other combination that really caught me eye was Big Nelson, Asafa Solomona and Jerome Hughes. We talked about him. We set Nelson up. We won a heap of cash off him. He's the biggest, scariest giant in all the sports. And him and Jerome Hughes are going to tear her up on the right-hand side for the Storm this year. And the other combination that caught me eye, he only wanted two, but this one's been broken up, and I couldn't understand the Roosters doing this. That's Jared Warrior-Hargraves and Matt Lodge. When the Roosters had these two guys firing, they were going for 100 metres in every set. Every time they'd run the ball, big smash, good quick control play of the ball, the Roosters went end to end. And I couldn't understand what happened with Matt Lodge at the end. He had one or two bad games at the end for the Roosters with his hands, but I think that was because there was stuff happening behind the scenes. As soon as he got to Manly, he was back to the player we all knew he was. If I'm the Manly coach, all the players that didn't want to put their bodies on the line last year and spill blood, I'm getting rid of a lot of them. I'm going after JWH with everything I've got to put this combination back together. If JWH and Matt Lodge get back together, Manly roll through teams every single week. They give DCE some time, some space to work his magic and do his best. And that was all. That's the two best players. Two players that disappointed me the most. The two combinations that caught me eye. In another NRL news, David Nofoaluma and the West Tigers officially parted company. That's all for our questions today. You want any questions answered, send them into Chasing Hard Tips, and I'll see you all at full time.